Hello, welcome to this short where we are talking sepsis. In this short, we're going to specify the pathophysiology and we will go into treatment another time. So, what is sepsis? Sepsis is when we have a systemic response of inflammation due to bacteria, viral, fungal, or even a parasitic infection. Down here, we have a pair of lungs here that has pneumonia, unfortunately. When this pneumonia goes unchecked for a prolonged amount of time, it is going to grow in strength, and it's eventually going to break out of its little cage in the lungs, and it's going to reach the vasculature, where it can hitch a ride to anywhere in the body. Once it hitches a ride in the vasculature, this foreign agent, whether again bacteria, viral, whatever, it dwells in the vessel, and it not only does it dwell in the vessel, but it can be transported elsewhere. So let's say we have some bacteria hanging out in the blood vessel here. We got some red blood cells, but pertaining to our circumstance here, we have some white blood cells. Those white blood cells are going to do a few different things. They're going to be attracted to this bacteria. And once they start combating that, they're going to release nitrates, which are going to increase the diameter of our blood vessel pretty substantially. They do that so that more white blood vessels, they can recruit their friends to do the same thing. This has a cascading effect of a larger and larger dilating blood vessel. When this happens, our blood pressure is going to go down. The container becomes larger. We have reduced systemic vascular resistance, and we have lowering blood pressure. A few different things are also going to happen as these white blood cells are assaulting the agent that is foreign, bacteria in this example. It's not just going to assault them, it's going to cause collateral damage, and so it's going to cause some holes to form. No, that's not what I wanted to do. It's going to cause some leakiness. It's going to eat away at the tissue surrounding it. This is going to cause edema, and it's going to cause fluid to come out of our vasculature into our peripheral tissue. So far, what do we have that's happening with sepsis? We have reduction in blood pressure. We have edema. And from what we know already, we can start to put together a picture of what this patient might look like. Well, when we have a reduction in blood pressure, what does our body do to make up for that or compensate? We have an increase in heart rate. We have edema in this peripheral tissue here. And so if I have my red blood cells trying to offload their oxygen-saturated hemoglobin to that peripheral tissue, but there's a bunch of fluid in the way, I'm going to have some impedance here. I'm going to have a physical barrier that is getting in the way of tissue perfusion. So I have not as much oxygen available. So my patient is going to start breathing quicker. Now, they're going to start breathing quicker for a few different reasons. Now, I don't want to go too into the weeds here, but when we have a low availability of oxygen, our body has to produce energy, and it does that by anaerobic metabolism when it does not have the resources of oxygen. Byproducts of that are lactic acid and carbon dioxide, and so that causes CO2 to be high. a response to that is increased respiratory rate. So far we have painted a pretty good picture about what's going on with this individual. What are some other things that we could identify? Well, in short, we have vascular dilation. And so what body system is highly vascular and is the largest? Skin. So our skin is going to become flushed. And not just flushed because they have vasodilation, but also there's an infection and their body temperature. That's what I meant. Here, let's do. Oh my goodness. Bear with me here. Temp is going to go up. So we have lowering blood pressure, edema. That could be peripherally. That could be in the lungs as well. So listen to your lungs. Increased heart rate, increased respiratory rate, high CO2 levels, flushed skin, and temperature is going to be up most likely. Now, if this is in an advanced state of sepsis, temperature could actually be down and skin could be cool and clammy. But for the most part, when we are seeing these individuals, this is what's going to be going on. Hopefully, this provides a little bit of clarity about what's going on in sepsis. I know that it can be difficult and kind of confusing when you're trying to memorize a list of what's going on with the patient. Well, was heart rate up or down? And there's different criteria. Well, just understanding the pathophysiology about what's going on might help put those pieces where they need to be in our brains a little bit more effectively. If you guys have any questions, just reach out. Thank you.